Ladies and gentlemen, I'm NoGod21. Welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Last time, we completed the various side quests that we can inside the city of Village. Village! It's a village, not a city. Gah! The village of Lothering. And we are now in our party camp ready to do everyone's favorite thing to do in Dragon Age. Talk to people. And, do some shenanigans with Bode and Fennec over there. Actually, let's get that out of the way, because this will actually give me a chance to explain what the hell just happened.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennec, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
His presence is not ever an inconvenience there, Bodan. You and your son are always welcome in this camp. You're free to stay. Let me see your wares. How you been following us? What are you selling exactly? He's free to stay.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Yes.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Thank you. Okay, now let's see what he has first. The Vishali, I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce it, but it's the most powerful one-handed weapon in the game. Well, the base game. And thanks to a dupe glitch, you can actually wield two of these, which is baloney. It's a load of shit. If I was ever gonna dupe something, it would probably be the Tome of Arcane Technique or Physical Technique. Anyway, Blood Dragon Plate, we're gonna be getting the Blood Dragon set from him. Excellent. Now, Bodan's inventory is rather weird at this point, because when you first visit the camp outside of Lothering and he actually shows up, his inventory will reset if you leave and come back to the camp. I don't know why it does, it just does, so you can get double of everything in this inventory screen. Ugh. Sorry about that. Anyway. Hang on a minute. I gotta mess with my sound options again because my computer had to go through a process. You know, let's just max this out and go down, jump it down to 9. Okay. Okay, explanation time. There was no video on Wednesday last week because I thought my new computer parts would finally come in. They didn't. Because of a weird snowstorm, they got delayed until the next day, which was Thursday. So, my bad. I should have made a video, but I didn't. Oh well. Thursday comes around, right? My parts come in, so I spend a good 6 hours making my brand new computer. Great. That was fun. I upgraded from a AMD Athlon 2640 to a Ryzen 5 2600. One problem with that. I needed to get a new motherboard, and new RAM, and a new case to go with it. However, I ran into an issue. Windows 7 does not support Ryzen processors. I wish I knew that beforehand, but oh well. USB devices don't work. So I had to get a PS2 keyboard so I can upgrade my system to Windows 10 finally. The only problem with that is, I tried to do so, and because I had third-party fireware and antivirus software installed on my computer at the time, the update failed, my system was corrupted, I had to reformat my hard drive, and had to do a fresh install of Windows 10. Thankfully, I still had the Windows 7 product key, so no problems there. Gotta love first world problems. So now everything's up and running. Unfortunately, I couldn't save most, if any, of my stuff because I was an idiot and didn't think of that beforehand. But I was able to save my save file for this game so I wouldn't have to remake my goddamn character and go through all that crap again. So at least I had the foresight to save that. Anyway, Bodan. What do I need to do first? Oh, yeah. Sten, you need equipment. I have a chasing flat blade, sir, and let's give you a suit chain. All right. Let's see, any useful accessories you should wear? Not really, considering everyone else has the better stuff. Morgan, what are you wearing? More spell damage across the board, or +1 to willpower. You know what? Amulet of the War Mages. Alright. Unfortunately, Sten tends to be the odd man out when it comes to equipment at this point. Here, have an iron helmet. Doesn't look stupid, so good work. And unfortunately, I don't have enough magic to wear the Blood Dragon set just yet, unfortunately. Okay. It's time to do some shenanigans. Quick save.
If there's anything I can do for you, please,
Bodan, I know.
please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods
Where's
my boy and
and
I
I've
have
collected.
collected.
And with your discount. Just sell me your fucking cheese knife already, you asshole. Okay, it's time to do some, it's time to farm some gold here. There's a reason why I quick saved. Do. Is this cheating? Maybe. Do I want the Vashale? No. It's everything else I want in his inventory. And I think I'll be good when I'm around 200 gold, which should be enough for the rest of the game. Do. This is complete and utter shit. Why wasn't this never patched? I shouldn't be able to do this, but the game lets me do this. Okay. We'll buy the Sylvan's Mercy. Let's buy the Blood Dragon set. Let's see, is there anything else? Earthheart's Portable Bulwark. That could be good. Silverhammer's Trackmaster. Superior Weaves. Bard's Dancing Shoes. Spirit Hands. Angled Strikers. Proving Helm. Max, is that better than what you were using? Let's see, plus attack and armor versus health. Yeah, I'll buy that. Let's see. I hate cowls so much. They look stupid. Do I buy the bulwark? I don't think anyone can use it. Accessories. Spell Ward. Hello. +5 willpower, +8 health regeneration while exploring, +30% spell resistance, 10% chance to dodge attacks, and chance to avoid missiles. Yes, please. I'll buy that. I actually have enough coin in this game to buy it. Let's see, anything else that might be useful here? Fire and cold damage? No, not really. Now for the good stuff. Give me that backpack so I can have increased inventory. Ah, yes, the Fields Day gift and pranks. Essentially, the pranks are free. But what they do is they decrease your companion's affinity to the, they lower your companion's affinity of you. whereas the gifts increase. So let's not do anything, okay? Let's just mess with that later. Right now we need, I could slowly cheese up my game here. Do I dare do the dupe glitch for arcane techniques? Am I really gonna be that shallow? Ah, fuck, you only live once. Let's have some fun. Do I dupe the tome as well? Physical? Might as well. And unfortunately, I don't have any 3-slot weapons at the moment. I have 2. I mean, I have 1. The edge has 2, but I can't use it. Good coffee. Fuck it. Buy the Grandmaster Frost runes. Enlightening. And the slow. And hey, I had 12 gold left over, so I pretty much ended up with what I started with. Okay, now it's time to sell the useless crap. Flawed versus chipped. Chipped is worthless, so sell that. Leather helm. Woof. Oh, we could sell our spare chainmail stuff. Sell this. Sell these. Sell the large flawed lightning crystals. Because the clear one is obviously better. We don't need the iron rings. Do we need an ice band? Or surveyor? I'll keep this stuff. Keep the spell ward. I'm going to be using that. Alright. I don't think I actually need to be wearing the Pearl of the Anointed, even though it's +1 to all my attributes. That is a predicament. Let's see, I lose 5 HP. Ugh. Ah, fuck it. I think I'm gonna need the willpower, because until I can actually max out my Arcane Warrior tree, where I can get Fade Shroud and Aura of Might. Of course, the main thing I want to duplicate the Arcane Technique book is there's so many useful spells. You can only go to level 20 and you can't get that many fucking points naturally. I can't duplicate anything currently right now because I need 2 of an item to do so. So instead, should I grab my phone to make sure I'm doing this correctly? Oh, my phone's right here. Duh. I'm an idiot. Actually, since we're here...
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Thanks, Bowden. Since I'm here, let's see if we can ask him his story.
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Lost Glory, go on. Just a short version will do. Where'd you leave? Lost Glory, you say? Let's ask about that.
Our kingdoms once spanned the length of Phaedos, from majestic Orzammar to Kal Sharok to glittering Darmalin far to the west. They say the gold and silver veins ran so thick through the stone of Darmalin that the entire city sparkled. The Darkspawn took it all, of course. One by one, the old Tigers fell, and then all that was left was Orzammar. But we were talking about how I ended up here. Well, one day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What the hell? Okay. Fuck you, ads. God damn. Why can't you install fucking ad block on your goddamn phone? Why'd I have to... I didn't mean to... I really don't care about a TV show for Harley fucking Quinn. Seriously. Well, now that I think about... Of course. I say Harley Quinn, and immediately pictures of Joker pop into my head. And for the record, Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship is abusive as fuck. Anyone with a fucking eye can see that. You have to be blind or have your head so far up in the clouds you can't not see it that you have a physical and mental problem.
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Okay, now that I got the exploit for duping, let's, put my phone to sleep. Sometimes you can find treasure, sometimes more full of gold. Okay. Sorry, Boda, I wasn't paying attention. But the point is, you were doing some treasure hunting, you found some ancient heirlooms, and you sold them, and they accused you of stealing them. Technically, it's not stealing, but, it's better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now, here you are.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Maybe a cheese knife? Yeah, he didn't mention Sandal in that tale. Why was that?
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here, I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
So you got free help with blood and all that, Borin? That was generous. It was generous of Bodin. He didn't have to help him.
It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Enchantment! I should go.
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sandal. Hello, Sandal.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
So, he may be completely mentally challenged regarding everything else, but when it comes to enchantments, he's one of the, if not the best enchanter on the face of Thedas. Considering what Sandal can do in Dragon Age 2, where he decimates an entire squad? I'm not actually sure what the word he used for that encounter is. but he destroys an entire squad of Darkspawn, including an ogre with a frost rune. It makes it go boom. And that's not even counting what happens later on at the end of this campaign. What happens involving Sandal? Sandal is a scary motherfucker. You do not fuck with Sandal. Bad things will happen to you if you try. I'm not even sure if he's actually a full dwarf or if he's possessed or not. I'm not actually sure. Sandal is unique. Let's just put it at that.
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Enchantment!
Fortunately, I can only use the Oathkeeper and the Edge, but I don't want to use my Grandmasters because I plan on duplicating those, so I have a bunch of them for later on. Let's do the Journeyman Lightning Rune. All enchantable items in the party's inventory, including those currently equipped, can be upgraded by an enchanter as long as you have the runes available. Selecting the item you wish to enchant, then drag the desired runes into the slots on the item. And now, we have a neat little weapon effect. It looks pretty damn good. I love it when RPGs actually have this kind of shit. Or any games, really. I have a lightning enchanted weapon. Why isn't there electricity crackling on my sword at all times? It looks badass. I wish Dark Souls, or the Souls games in general, did this. Ugh, whatever. I'm bitching enough. Okay. Now, with that out of the way, no, if I talk to Levi Dryden, it'll actually initiate the Warden's Keep questline, which I don't want to do right now. I want to do that at higher levels because the equipment inside is actually pretty nice, and I want to get at a higher tier than what I could possibly get at this point. Yeah, I think I'll do most of the DLCs later on when I'm like level... What level am I right now? I'm level 7. I'll probably do them when I'm around level 14 or 15. Because at that point, I should be able to at least get the gear inside that's at a decent level. Anyway, now it's time to talk to the rest of our companions. The dog does not count. He does not have party banter. Okay, so let's get out the good old dice rolls. Just decide our order of who's talking to first. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 companions, so we need a... Unfortunately, there's no 5-sided dice. Okay, where's my D6? There it is. I'm so glad I bought this little case of D&D dice. Okay. 1 is Alistair, 2 is Liliana, 3 is Sten, 4 is Morgan. I did not mean to right-click on the ground. 5 and 6 are rerolls. So who's up first? 3! So, Sten, you are the first person we talk to. This'll be fun.
Why are we stopping?
Let's see, never mind, let's keep moving. I think we should talk for a moment. We're working together, so I think I should get to know you. The thing about Sten is, he's hardcore military man. He doesn't like bullshit, he just likes to get straight to the point. Like all Qunari. So as long as you have that in mind, getting affection with him is not that hard.
There are Darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
What's your hurry? I need to know if I can trust you up my back. Are you alright? You were in the cage for weeks. What to say? Yeah, we need to know if we can trust him.
I am Qunari. I have given my word to aid you. We are not people of idle promises.
Fair enough. You said you were in the army.
I am.
You ever fought in war?
I have always fought in war, elf.
So you must know your way around a battlefield then. We're gonna be talking in circles a bit.
Some of them. They aren't all alike.
Are you always this bad at answering questions?
Generally. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
Okay, let's see if he's alright, because he was in a cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight. No.
Why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
He's not wrong, even though it... People are not easily summarized, yes, but people tend to do it anyway.
As you wish.
+2! Fantastic. The higher influence, the more dialogue opens up.
Yes. I am hardly surprised.
Yes, let's ask him why he came to Ferelden.
To answer a question.
What was the question?
The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
Why would the Kunari care about the Blight? What's an Arishok? Don't you have to report back then? What's an Arishok?
The one who commands the Antam, the body of the Kunari.
Why does he care about the Blight?
Why do you?
Ferelden is my home. I'm a Grey Warden. It's my job. It could destroy the world. It's my job at this point.
Exactly. You don't ask, nor do I. The Arishok sends me and I go.
Fair enough, but don't you have to report back?
Yes.
So why are you still here then?
I cannot go home.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting. As you wish.
+11! Excellent! Now, if I'm remembering right, this gauge either maxes out at +50 or +100. I don't remember. The higher your approval gets, they actually gain bonuses to their stats. Typically, if I'm remembering right, rogues, it's either dexterity or cunning, I'm not sure which. Mages, it's willpower or magic. For warriors, though, I'm pretty sure it's mainly constitution or strength. It may be character dependent on which statistic they gain a bonus to. That's why I'm saying the general ones, because I forget. Or rather, it's been so long since I played Origins that I don't remember the specifics here.
Yes.
Any
I am hardly surprised.
more questions? Nope.
Very well.
No questions.
Speak, then. Then I suggest we move
Okay. What were you doing in the cage?
on. Sitting, as you observed.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
We'll drop this for now.
Parshera, was there anything else? As you wish.
+7. Okay. Cool. I'm at +20. Excellent. Okay, Sten's taken care of, so... Alistair is 1, Liliana is 2, Morgan is 3, and reroll for the rest, because I don't feel like digging out a d4 right now. We're talking to good old Alistair! Ugh. 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 Okay, chest. We need to work on this bit. Alistair!
What do you need?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to ask him.
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk. That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss. He was a father to you. I understand. Good, I don't want you falling apart again. I just thought you might need to talk.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistair. There's no need to apologize. Yes, well, let's forget about it. Just don't let it happen again. Ah, no harm done.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
What about the other Grey Warrens? He had you. That's an excellent idea. I doubt you get the chance. At the very least, he had you, Alistair.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
No, I understand completely. You saved your life by sending you to the tower. That's... Alistair, he saved your life.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever. Or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
Man, Max is barking up a storm. Right now, talk about it, to be honest. No, not really. Not since I went to the tower. I've lost enough to know what you're going through. No, not really. We're stuck in a tower all day.
That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter after all. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime, Alistair. +3.
What do you need? Ask away.
Now, Alistair here, if you have a high enough affection with him, you can actually unlock the Templar specialization for warriors. Or if you want to be a cheap son of a bitch, you just go to Dragon Age Awakening, play for complete the prologue of that, get to the main city market, and buy the tomes to unlock the specializations if you're lazy. What can a Templar do exactly? Tell me about the Grey Warrens. So how did you become a Grey Warren? You said this all even raised you. We should technically already know what a Templar can do, considering we live in a circle tower, but maybe not the actual specifics of it. So, maybe? Fuck it.
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So couldn't others learn these talents so Templars use magic themselves? Not really. This will expand upon Inquisition a bit.
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
So couldn't others learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
Why does the Chantry, a religious church, need a fucking army? Sounds like an excellent method of control. It is until the Templars finally get in their heads. Hey, we don't need you bastards. Fuck off. Sorry, not bastard. Bitches. So he was addicted?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me. What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey Warrens.
Such as they are.
Very funny. Nearest Grey Warrens from this place.
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Headquarters, what happens now there's two of us? Will we need to start rebuilding the order? What would happen if we just left?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfelds, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Great.
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Yep, and essentially the other nations are saying, fuck Ferelden, if it dies, it dies, they don't care. Assholes.
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
Great, so we're on our own.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
Let's continue asking questions.
Ask away.
How did he become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Your wit is astounding, Alistair. Very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
What skills might those be, so you mentioned before? Alistair doesn't seem like the religious sort, does he?
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
You think Duncan took pity on you? What? You think this is better than being a temp? Why would she want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
Here we go again.
No, it's... I'm sorry. I shouldn't be... It's fine. He died a hero. They all did. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Yep. For now.
What do you need? Ask away.
So you said this Arleon raised you?
Oh, did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfelds. A whole pack of them, in fact.
That would explain the smell. I thought you were raised by the Chantry. Really, that must have been tough for them. That's how I remember you telling Flemeth. Too bad there's no, like, sarcastic tone to any of these. Or at least it tells me it's sarcastic.
Well, it wasn't until I was 8 that I discovered you didn't have to lick yourself clean. Old habits die hard, you know.
Uh-huh, slobbering dogs, I see.
Or did I dream all of that? Funny the dreams you'll have when you sleep on a cold, hard ground, isn't it?
I'm going to hit you very soon now. Wow, you can be a dick who has no patience whatsoever. Or sense of humor, apparently. I dream of becoming a Grey Warden. Oh, wait.
Point taken. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arleman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Don't worry, Alistair. I'm a bastard, too. Not the fatherless kind, the kind whose parents aren't married kind. It wasn't your father, so you know who it is. But you blamed him then, I take it. Why did he send you off to the Chantry?
Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
You're probably luckier than most orphans. Wasn't it appropriate for the Arl to raise an orphan? What an awful thing to do to a child. Sounds like a bunch of whining. Yeah, that is an awful thing to do to a child.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
You were young. You think that will help us? Are you sure he isn't your father? You were young and stupid.
And raised by dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Caelan's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
+4, Codex updated. Alistair. Okay, we only have Liliana and Morgan left to talk to. So, odds is Liliana, evens is Morgan. Looks like we're speaking to the witch now. And leaving Liliana for last. Figures. Morgan!
What do you wish of me?
Ask you something personal. No, let's just go with general questions first.
If you must.
Because this relationship can spiral down fast. How'd you become a shape changer? Did you grow up in the Kukari Wilds? Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry? Is Flemeth really what she seems to be? Let's ask her how she became a shape changer.
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Mother's been doing this for a long time then. That does sound like something you do. But it's just a legend, right? I assume Flemeth's been around for a while.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms as well? Can anyone become a shape changer? Do you spend a lot of time as an animal? I never heard of magic like that before. Yeah, because she changed her human visage.
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. Indeed, you could learn the spells required if I cared to teach you.
Too bad it's nothing I never use. You spend a lot of time as an animal.
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
I imagine, though, living as an animal is a lot simpler. And what do other animals think of you when you changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Good to know. I wonder if shape-changing would be a magical talent in the circle or not. Probably not.
No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the Circle of Magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
By practitioners, you mean apostates. The Chantry seeks to protect us from... The Chantry is a controlling fucking asshole that needs to be exterminated from the world. I hate it! Isn't that some sort of magic open abuse? That's good. Such traditions need to be preserved. I like this one, because it's true.
I'm shocked that you think so. Being a mage of the Circle as you were. But perhaps you felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower.
Maybe a little, very much so. Not really. If I did, I wouldn't tell. We are caged birds in that godforsaken tower.
I thought so.
All I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful. Revolting, maybe tied to a flagpole. Wow, subtle flirting from right out the window. That would make you that would just make you angry, I think, at the very least. I think her abilities are quite useful.
Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Little man. Oh, god damn it, she's not wrong. Fuck! Why are elves shorter than everybody? Other than dwarves, why are elves shorter than humans? That annoys me a bit.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Teachers, did you grow up in the Kukari Wilds? Have you been hunted by the Chantress? Slime is really what she seems to be. Yeah, let's ask the gigantic elephant in the room here.
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A powerful Maleficar, a nutty old bat, human, an old woman. I'm going to say a powerful Maleficar.
You mean, is she truly the Flemeth of legend and story? Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't know there was such a thing. I've heard little of it. I'm more interested in Chief. Spare me the bedtime stories. I'd rather hear truth rather than tall tales.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Well, if it comes from her mouth, she doesn't have necessarily a good reason to lie, so...
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this? Not true then. Yes, I've heard this part. How long ago was this?
Many centuries before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the Bard and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Seems like a fair deal. Flemeth must have been angry. He sold his wife to another man. Really?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits or demons, but wasn't she now married to a wealthier man? So she truly loved Osen then. Bargains must not be broken in such a manner. Otherwise, you incur the wrath of some very dangerous beings in this world.
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
What, she never invaded her, she never defeated her? Even my people have heard... Of course Flemeth say that. So which was it?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Having many daughters are an abomination, usually insane horrors. Interesting story, thank you. That sounds all like hogwash. Do you believe her? How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Do you believe her version of the tale?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
Interesting tale, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
There's nothing to really say about her. I love her. What else do you know? Keep your curiosity to yourself. Well, considering that people are usually brought to the circle very young, memories tend to go away, so nothing important.
I see. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
Morgan approves, +3.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Has she ever been hunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
Thanks for the compliment. I'm glad you think so, and you are cute when you're evasive. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Just answer don't. Huh. Fuck it. When it comes to certain things, I'm always gonna pick my preferred option. And in terms of romance, it's Morgan all day, every day. Sorry, Liliana, you're nice and all, but Morgan is just something else.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You really had no trouble with them. I feel sorry for the Templars. Fun. You found it fun. I kind of feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness. Pity them if you wish, for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait. Did you actually kill them all? Surely more would have followed.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
They got what they deserved. Do you still think that was fun? They probably thought you were dangerous for good reasons. What exactly is an apostate? That's a stupid question. Don't you regret hurting any of those men at all? They got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates. And apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Meaning what? We'll fight you to the end, having no responsibility to those around you? The circle is not quite what you picture. I agree completely, if you say so. I agree. Although the circles themselves can be restructured, and the Templars are technically needed, she's not wrong.
An interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Morgan approves, +3. And I am out of time! Wow, time flies by when you're talking to people. Oh well. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been NerdGuy21. This has been Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. In the next video, I may spend some time, continue talking to Morgan and finally Liliana, and after that, we'll decide on where we're supposed to go. Or I could do a little duping. I'm not sure which. But till then, thanks for watching, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see y'all next time.